Live from Paradise Studios in Massapequa, New York, it's Unger the Radar, starring Randy Unger. Brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a tude to match your attitude. Tonight, Randy will be reviewing the new films Berlin, I Love You, and The Lego Movie 2, the second part, with special guest critics Amanda Vasquez, Caitlin Crowley, Dan Shaggy GB, Jennifer Covey, and Rob Harris. Randy will also be interviewing actress Diane Franklin of the new horror film The Amityville Murders. And now, here's your host, Randy Unger.
Hey guys, I'm your host Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Unger the Radar. Actually, it is the Valentine's Day edition of Unger the Radar, and we have a bunch of wonderful guests that'll be here shortly. But first, I'm going to share with you an interview I did with the actress by the name of Diane Franklin. She's in a new movie, The Amityville Murders, which is great, by the way. But you might know her best from such films, such 80s classics, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and then before that, Better Off Dead. She's a wonderful actress, and I had the great fortune of chatting with her the other day. Here's how that went.
First off, thank you so much for taking the time today.
You're welcome. Where are you? I'm in California, so I just wondered where you are.
I'm all the way on the East Coast here in New York.
I'm from New York. I'm from Long Island, so.
Oh, I host a show in Massapequa.
Oh, nice. I'm from Plainview.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, if you ever stop by in your hometown, we'd love to have you, come in for like an in-studio interview.
I'd love it. That'd be fun.
Great.
Let's go visit the Amityville house together.
Okay. Yeah. Oh God. I don't know if I'm that adventurous. So first off, oh my God. And you did the sequel in the '80s, so you are no stranger to this story. So tell me, what drew you to this project?
Well, first of all, I have to say, how lucky am I being from Long Island to play someone in these horror films that take place in Long Island?
Yeah.
Is like such a nod. Everybody is from Long Island. I mean, it's such a great thing. You rarely have someone who is from an area play these characters from a place that you are. Originally, when I did Amityville 2, and in the 80s, in 82, I played the daughter. And, when I got the part, it was my second film. And I played the actors I acted with. I was so excited to work with Burt Young and Britannia Alda. So it was very exciting to play that. And I was also really happy that I was playing a girl from Long Island, I couldn't talk like this. We had to keep it very mainstream voice, which kind of annoyed me because I really wish that I, could have been talking like this. But it's interesting because sometimes when your voice is, Long Island is interesting. So many people have a dialect, and sometimes it's considered funny and it can be funny. But what was really interesting about doing the role today in Amityville Murders, when I played the mother, which was incredibly a gift. Like, I just burst into tears when they offered me the part. I was so happy to bring the voice, and I think people who are going to see the film are going to be so happy because I'm bringing respect to the situation and the person I'm playing, and it's real. I mean, there are people who talk like this. This is what they talk like, and it's it can be funny, but it's also very real. So I'm very honored to bring Long Island to focus. My home, my family, my life, growing up, seeing people like that. Kudos to everyone there. So.
Yeah, very good. Now, is horror a difficult genre to work in?
Glad you asked, because originally when I have done all kinds of films. I've done comedy. I was in Better Off Dead. So I played the Lunch Girl, did Ted's Adventures, which was more lighter film, fun film. I also did a small part recently in a film called Wally Got Wasted, which is on Amazon Prime. So I do comedy, and my daughter does comedy. I've been in her film. I'm going to do her film this year called This Gets Rough, and her name is Olivia De Laurentiis. She's writer, director. You'll hear more about her than me. She's amazing. 22, director, actress, out of control. Yeah, look up Fairly Legal Comedy on YouTube, and don't forget the comedy. It's otherwise trouble. But anyway, Amityville is so when I did this film to play the mother and to play this character, how I got into it was I originally had done all this comedy, and I thought, where can I find the juice roles? And that's in horror. Horror is dramatic roles,
right?
Especially for older women my age. I've usually as a mom, you play the token mom, you're in one scene. But this was special.
Yeah.
And I started doing like kind of smaller parts, but I really didn't think anything was going to happen. I have a family, I have kids. I would love to do bigger parts, but I thought, oh well, when would I can't imagine something happening. And when Daniel Farron said to me he wanted me to play Louise DeFeo, I mean, I was beyond honored, crying. I couldn't believe that I was so fortunate. And I think in the back of my mind, I always thought, well, people would remember me from Better Off Dead, and maybe there'd be a Better Off Dead sequel. But when this happened, I was like, wow, that's amazing. To play the daughter and have the daughter perspective, but now play the mother and have the mother perspective. Just for the fans, I just think it's a great thing in a film to have actors experience that.
Now, and you're obviously, I'm sure you're fascinated with the actual Amityville murders. What was it like going into both films back in the early 80s and now flash forward 35 years, you're in this one. What's it like being involved in telling this crazy story?
It's so, first of all, Chelsea Ricketts, who played my daughter, was in all these scenes who she played Dawn DeFeo, who was Patricia Montelli, basically. So I would see her in all these situations and filming. She'd be, in the kitchen or in the stairs, and we'd be eating at the dinner table, and actually she wasn't in that, but she was in the other scenes where I suddenly would have flashbacks where I would see myself going, oh my gosh, 37 years ago I was sitting on those steps. It was crazy. My emotional experience of it was really shocked and happy at the same time,
That's quite an experience, quite a sensation, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm deja vu playing a role, and you're emotionally invested, so it's not like it's just, oh, that's funny. It's like it brings back emotion.
Right.
I was teary-eyed at the end of our film, seeing her crying, because it reminded, people had told me that they were very upset when I got killed in Amityville Possession. And now I look at Chelsea Ricketts, and she's in that role of Dawn DeFeo, and I get a little for the woman, for the child, Dawn DeFeo, like for that character and for myself. It's as character, just fitting together. It's all one. So I was crying at the end of the film, kind of touched by all of that. Definitely Chelsea Ricketts brings back memories. Also, I have to say, this is the best role I've ever done in my life. My acting performance, the best performance I have ever done in my whole life.
More so than Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
I love Bill and Ted. That I will face the music, which is supposed to shoot this year. So keep your fingers crossed, knock on wood. They are apart for the princesses, but who knows? I never count on anything until after I'm done shooting. So
that would be amazing. That would be so cool if you could reprise.
I did that movie.
So what is it like being an 80s icon?
Oh, thank you. First of all, it's so nice that you say that. I don't ever remember it until somebody says it. I go, oh, that's nice. Wow.
Yeah, sure.
It's a privilege. It's a gift. I would say the reason why I take it is because I'm a part of, I think, American history, film. I think I've affected people's lives growing up in the films that I've been in. I would never have anticipated that, but it is a gift, and I also feel, it's not just about me. It's about affecting so many people's lives, and I feel like people will remember me in the film that hit them and that they love. And it's very exciting that, for instance, I love my character in Better Off Dead. I think it's a great role model for girls, and I hope that parents pass that film on to their daughters, because I'm most proud of my role modeling in that film.
Okay.
Whereas in this film, Amityville Murders, I'm most proud of my performance. I think, no one's ever seen me act like this, and it's a great honor to do for the story. I think it'll bring a lot of pathos to the situation of anybody who's experienced someone being killed. This doesn't come out of the blue. There's abuse. You've got to, look at the whole situation, and I think hopefully it'll get people to think.
Yeah,
for those who don't know, 80s, Last American Virgin is the time capsule. Brought curly hair. That film, I was the first actress to bring curly hair into the 80s. So I think, when you say icon, it makes me feel like there's so many aspects of my career that have helped the world. I am very proud of that.
And one of those roles, actually, a very obscure performance was an episode of Charles in Charge.
Oh, I loved it. Thank you for remembering.
Yeah, that was a great episode, and that show is responsible for my upbringing, pretty much. So I want to thank you for that.
Wow. I was actually at one point considered to be returned for that role. Tateo asked me out during that filming, and I said no. I was dating my husband at the time, so maybe that affected it. I don't know. Just pretend it. By $2.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. And speaking about co-workers, co-stars, what was it like working with Paul Ben Victor?
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you had some crazy scenes with him.
Talk about someone under the radar.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Everyone is so, literally people, you're going to be so afraid of him. He did that so well. Just did a wonderful job. We really worked very well together because we trust each other. You know, deep down, you got to trust your fellow actors. Yeah. And you got to let it fly. And he was wonderful. He did a great job. He was really scary, but as a person, just so gentle and sweet. And I have nothing but great things to say about him. It was lovely to work with him.
What do you hope audiences take away from this film?
Oh, I hope that audiences take away that I hope they get absorbed in the story. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people will even see my performance because it is so. I'm going to say, I'm telling you my performance is great, but I think it's great because it is in scene with the story. You're going to get caught up in the story. And I would like people to take away the thought of why do things sometimes happen in life like this? What is it? And can it be prevented? And I think that's really the key, and also, obviously, there's the haunted aspect, the haunting, feeling. I would say just trust your gut. If something feels bad, it is bad. And I say that to kids, too. Everybody. If it feels bad, it is bad. Don't question yourself. Just get out. And in those days, in the 70s, you really couldn't. It was too hard. You didn't have a cell phone. You didn't have the product. You couldn't get away. You couldn't get help. But today we do. So if you're in trouble, reach out and find someone to talk to. There's organizations. There's friends. You got to go out and get out of a bad situation.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Find the positive energy. Get away from the negative energy.
Nice. Well put, Diane. Well put. Thank you so much. The film, The Amityville Murders, comes out February 8th. And if you're ever in Massapequa, we'd love to have you stop by the studio.
I will count on it. I would love it.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you. And it comes out in select theaters and also on iTunes. Just to make sure you know, if it's not in your area, you can get it exclusively on iTunes on February 8th. So I look forward to everyone's reaction and let me know what you think.
It's awesome. Great job. Scary as hell. And thanks so much.
And there you have it, guys, my interview with Diane Franklin, a wonderful woman, and a great movie, guys. So check out The Amityville Murders, now out. And right now, guys, we have our film review segment. A full couch and stools in the back here. Yes. How's it going, guys?
Good.
We got Amanda Vasquez.
Hi.
Rob Harris.
What's up, guys?
Jennifer Covey. Caitlin Crowley.
Hello.
And Mr. Dan Shaggy GB. This is the fullest. I mean, we've had full couches, but this is, there's a lot of personality here, too, I must say. So I'm not complaining. No, it's great. Dan, you have something? You good. All right.
I'm going to do the way that my Mike Myers review was, where I just...
Oh. Yeah, Halloween, that was unfortunate.
That was funny as hell.
So, guys, we've got 2 movies today, so not too bad, not too much punishment. Well, actually, one of them was sort of punishment. I'm going to admit that one. Berlin, I Love You. This is a story. It's actually 10 different love stories in one, which takes place, oddly enough, in Berlin.
10 different love stories. I don't know if those were all love stories.
Not all of them? No. Well, they call it...
They were supposed to be.
Yeah. Stories of love, compassion, redemption, and acceptance. So, yeah.
All right. There were love stories in there.
Yeah, I think overall it was, very much about human connection and stuff like that, and just
how much we need one another, and strangers and strange occurrences and events that transpire. But what sold me on this one was the cast. Unfortunately, the cast was not used as fully as I had wanted.
A lot of people in it. There were a lot of great people.
A lot of people. Keira Knightley, Jenna Dewan, Diego Luna, Mickey Rourke, Jim Sturgis, Helen Mirren, Luke Wilson.
That was a surprise, man.
Yeah. That was
Mickey Rourke.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
What has happened to his face?
A lot.
Yeah, nothing good.
Yeah.
Poor Mickey Rourke.
I mean,
Yeah, I love him as the Monkeys.
He's a decent actor. He was great in The Wrestler, and he was great in the 80s and 90s.
Poor
but
guy.
his face is just like devolved into this.
I feel like there's a lot of older Hollywood. They
That's
either
what we're
look
saying,
really
yeah.
good or
But
they
he
just
looks like
look
a
really
monster.
Bad.
It's sad.
But it fit his
Botox, man.
character. That was actually like one of the best vignettes in the entire thing.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with
I
that.
think I like that story the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That one
it was one of the
also
stronger
my
ones for
favorites.
sure. Dan?
It's all Botox, man. That's what happens.
Oh,
That was well past both.
way overboard.
He just destroyed his face.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Very.
So, guys, did you have like a favorite story out of this anthology?
My favorite was the one with Keira Knightley and her
Yeah.
mother and the.
Oh, with Helen Mirren. Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, I guess what was like a refugee little boy. I don't know what his scenario was, but I mean I know that his mother
he's a
wasn't
foreigner,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he was adopted, or
It would be equivalent to what we have as a foster child here, I
Okay.
think, but I don't think it was working there because they were saying he's got to go back to the shelter, and we wouldn't do that here without a parent.
Yeah.
So I think it was like refugee / foster kind of thing, but
oh,
I liked
interesting.
that one.
You did well. The acting is great in this, but overall, I think I don't know. It wasn't cohesive enough.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
my take on the whole thing was like nobody did like a bad job or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like constantly waiting for something to happen and nothing ever did.
No, right when it was about to get to something, it moved on to the
The
next
next
story.
thing, yeah. I wasn't sure. I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be like
Finish any of those
Valentine's Day or like Love Actually, where like they all are connected in some
Yep,
way.
yep.
But really, it was just like I wasn't sure what was happening.
It was messy. It just
Yeah.
didn't connect, really.
Yeah, I wanted to see like the stories a little bit more fleshed out.
Yeah.
You know, like I thought that they were all like really interesting, but I just wanted to see a little more.
Right.
Yeah.
Even Diego Luna as a transvestite, that was an interesting story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was only
Yeah, but
like
they were just
4
so
minutes.
quick. It was like, it was like 5 minutes worth
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah,
I was
'cause-
saying like they probably could film like having been on a studio set before, they probably filmed each of those things in like less than a weekend.
Yeah.
Like the contract for that must have been insane, but
But I
weird.
don't know if it was meant to be separate or not because you compared it to Valentine's Day.
right. Well, that's what I was thought it was going to
All of those
happen,
movies, but those were all directed by
the same person.
When
Yeah.
these were directed by different people.
Right.
So I don't know.
That's
if
a
it
good
was
I don't think it was
meant
supposed to be. I just thought it was
cohesive
going
or-
to be, and then I was
Yeah.
like confused when it wasn't.
And
I feel like
each
that was added to the confusion.
and
the
each-
fact that it was by different people.
Right.
and though each story was directed by a different person, they did feel similar. Like the style was
Yeah.
very. It kind of meshed a little bit.
Because at first, with the title, I thought they were saying it was a love story for all of them, but I think they were just saying how they loved Berlin.
That's
it
what-
wasn't about.
I think it was supposed to be like this is happening
just
in
about
in
Berlin.
Berlin because
Yeah.
I looked up after like if this was going to be like one of those things that they come out, and apparently they're trying to do like another one that's like New York, I love you, like different random places.
Well,
Like the concept was there, but it was just like you said, it was so messy to me. I
Right.
don't know. I just lost
New York,
interest.
I love you.
well, actually, no. This is, I believe, part of a trilogy
Yeah, that's
of
what-
different
Oh,
European
goodness.
cities.
Or yeah, maybe it wasn't New York, but I mean like it was
Paris
something like that.
and I forget the other one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
Okay.
Probably
Paris
England.
Jetta-me or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Probably
Thank you.
England. Something
Probably.
like that.
But I don't.
I can
Probably
see that.
England.
England.
But what
Yeah.
I wish
that.
they had said before is that different directors were directing it, and we
Yeah.
didn't get that information, which was
Yeah.
until the end. And then I was like, oh, well, this makes sense why there's different directors. I wish they had said that more at the
They
beginning.
kind of blended into the next
Yeah.
one without any like real transition. To,
it was like
Yeah.
nothing.
like, but you know what the hell's going on, really.
Yeah.
That's when I saw the guitar lady and all of the story. That's when I started to see like maybe they were the connection.
Well, I would
Right.
see them walking by, like Keira Knightley walked by and looked at one of them and another
Yes,
one. So
yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
all right, they're
Very
trying
Some of
to
the
make
characters
it.
are
But
just
Yeah.
passing each other and
Slight
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, yeah.
It was like same place, same time, but at the same time, I was like, eh.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
what's the point here?
It was too slight for it to matter.
Yeah.
You had to really, really find the connection.
yeah.
I mean, the guy, the angel guy with the wings,
Uh-huh.
and the Israeli girl with the guitar.
Uh-huh.
They
those-
definitely, yeah.
They were like the
They were the
connectors.
connectors.
Most,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But I don't know. It didn't really work for me, unfortunately. I don't know.
I thought that one of the most visually stimulating ones was the one with the guy who's like running from the law. Some of the shots in there were like really beautiful.
Wait,
like,
which remind me? Which,
That's the one. Like he's like he stabbed a little boy,
uh-huh.
and the
They
woman
were at a
takes him
strip
in.
club, strip club or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just the shots in there were like really interesting. Like,
Yeah.
there's a woman smoking a cigarette behind like a, this curtain and everything like that.
Yeah,
And
that's-
Her room was so colorful. colorful.
Yeah, like that. Everything in there was like really beautiful to look at.
It's like a brothel or something.
But
Maybe that's what it was.
there just wasn't enough of that, unfortunately.
But like the madam lady looked like a nun. It was
well, what was interesting about that one though is like that's the one where I was like, okay, are these connecting or not? Because it was so different, like cinema-wise, the cinematography was so different that I was like, am I watching the same film? Are they going to meet up in some way? That's when I started to be like, stop caring a little bit because I was like not sure what was happening.
Well, I think one of the final sequences with Luke Wilson, I think that was one of the more
Luke Wilson I liked.
redeeming
I thought they were
qualities.
great.
Yeah, just hanging
but by that
out with
point,
that
I was
hippie.
like no longer expecting these to be connected. I was like, this is just a bunch of random stories.
Yeah, you kind of just give up after.
Yeah.
a while.
Some of the directors were probably better than others.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we saw, like the difference of experience of the directors.
Yeah.
Because they had very different ways of
I'm also
directing.
kind of curious, and I have to look at the credits, if the casting director was the same for each one or not. Because I noticed a lot of the women all looked the same, and I was getting confused.
That's a good question. I mean, it's an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Really big names.
And I was like, why are all these people looking exactly alike?
Yeah. How are they all in the same movie? That's
Yeah.
interesting. Guys in the back.
I don't know. It was.
You're just taking it all in?
Yeah, no, it was one of those movies. It just was.
I mean, I agree with them. I just the whole story concept and like nothing connecting. I lost interest the first 15, 20
Yeah,
minutes. I
yeah.
was like,
No,
I
you're
gotta
not
sit
alone.
through this now. Like, I don't get this.
That's exactly how
She
I
gave
felt.
me like the evil eye.
I looked at him. I was like, okay, you know, I
Literally
personally
the
like
face I had.
I'm, you know, a lot of people have their certain things like, you know, directors, this, that, third. I don't look for that. I mean, I look for the story. I look for if something really is going to grab me and bring me into what really cinema is about. Is bring you into a world that's not yours, sitting in the seats right there.
Yeah.
I was still sitting in my seat, confused as hell, and I was like, I'm not
Well,
not about this.
Has anybody seen Almost Maine, the play?
Almost no.
Okay, so it's like a pretty famous play that I think was on Broadway or off Broadway, and now like a lot of colleges do it, and it's this exact same concept where none of them intertwine, but it's like 15 vignettes of people in like the same city, or like they're all like love stories or whatever. And
they all take place in the same city.
Yeah, but they never. But you know from the get-go that they're going to be different, and like the very beginning story comes back at the very end, and that's the only reason they connect. It's supposed to just give you like a timeline of how this happened, and I love that play, but like for this, there just wasn't enough context for me to know it was going to be like that kind of a thing. I think.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like that would work better on a play because you know it's just one set that they will change.
Exactly, nothing
Here
changed.
they're going from completely different areas.
Yeah, that's why it just didn't work. It didn't work on screen. It worked great in the
It's
theater.
even like completely different areas of Berlin.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
which I think they did on purpose.
It's like us shooting in like downtown, and then it's like all of a sudden you're in uptown. Like it just
right.
It's kind of jarring.
It didn't fit.
I also wonder too, like if they didn't, like what bit of information, like did they say to the writers, like, okay, write a 10-minute story that happens in Berlin and like whatever happens, or do they give them like a guideline? I need to know more information about.
Do you think a lot of it was improv?
I don't think it was improv. It's like I read a book once where the main author gave like 10 other famous authors like one theme, which was that the story had to have a surprise birthday gift where the person opening it had no idea what was inside. And that was the whole thing. And it was like 10 really different stories, and they all were around a birthday present, right?
Okay.
So I was thinking, like, did they contact 10 writers and were like, we're going to have 10 directors do, you know, whatever. I don't know. I just feel like I needed to know more information.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But again, it worked great in the book, but in a movie, I just didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, I guess
There's
it's
a
more
way
as a
that they
book.
could have done it if it was a little bit more connection.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it didn't grab me.
I agree with you. I think it would be better as a book.
Right.
But if there was more connection, then it would.
Yeah, it just needed tightening in some way. It needed like a script supervisor or something.
New Year's Eve.
They had 10 different scripts.
Yeah,
New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day. That's the one. Yeah.
And they showed different areas of New York, different people's lives on New Year's. So they were able to show different parts of New York, but there was
But it was all happening on New Year's Eve, so
And
it
there
made
was
sense. This was
connection.
like, were they happening in the same day, the same time
Right.
period,
It was
the
the
same
same time.
year?
Over the course of 10, 20
Yeah,
years.
well, I had no
I
idea.
didn't even think it was the same time.
Yeah, that and also, what was it? 100 cigarettes. They did the same thing.
200
Yeah.
cigarettes.
200
I was
cigarettes.
literally about to.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like every story was like different, a part of like
That's the connection we needed.
Thank you. And that was one director.
And it was like we're just all going to this one party, but everybody didn't want to go to the party.
And it flowed so well.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so good.
So maybe the different directors is the problem we're having. That's what it sounds like.
That might be it.
The different direct, because until the end, I was like,
at least they'll come to coffee.
Well, yeah, in the end.
Like,
at least have them all like sit in a coffee shop going, this is the end
Do
of my story.
Yeah.
What's your story? And
one coffee shop, different booths, tables. Each table is its own story.
Pretty much.
I like
yeah,
that.
it would have been interesting, like if they had like left. And then, like, a coffee shop, and then somebody had walked in, and the next one had started there, or something like that. But like I just said, like they just kept coming in and out, and I didn't know if I was supposed to be looking for a connection or not.
Yeah.
I faded fast on that one.
I mean, a lot of movies for me, like, you need repeat viewings to really fully appreciate them and really catch something that you missed the first time.
I mean, there were moments that were really great in this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, there were really good moments, really good acting moments, even really good writing moments, but it just.
Yeah.
For
me, the takeaway is great actors in kind of a lost story that didn't really work out. I mean, it's a decent movie, but it's not great. It's on the radar, but not very high. It's on there, like a blip.
As long as you know that you might be a little confused and there's not much connection.
Yeah, well, going into it now, if I knew that I wasn't kind of,
I went in thinking it was a lighthearted dramedy. With
comedy. There was no comedy in there at all.
I wouldn't even call it a drama, though. There was no. I don't even know what genre I would put this.
There was no soul.
There was no genre for this.
I feel like this movie would be really good if you're cleaning your house. Like,
in the background.
And then you're like, oh, I need that 5 minutes. Okay, this is great. Then you continue on something.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good point.
There you go.
I went into this movie thinking like in Bruges. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be in Bruges.
Nice.
So it's like not.
Damn it.
Damn it.
It's not in Bruges. It's not 200 cigarettes. What is it?
And he's not trying to make fun of little people.
Yeah.
It's different directors
by
trying to make a
itself.
movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
All over the place.
All in its own genre.
It's an
Well, we
okay
have
movie.
2 more to watch, apparently, if it's a trilogy.
Yeah. No. I think the previous 2 or one of them had come out already.
All right, so we
The
gotta
Paris
watch that one instead.
Yeah. But I don't know if I want to go see it now.
What if it's like Beijing, I Love You or something?
Yeah.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
True.
The cover looked interesting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Really harshly after that.
Well, guys, speaking about this, I want to go around, and since this is the Valentine's Day episode, I think I might have mentioned this in the past on previous shows, but what are all of your favorite romantic movies? Romantic comedies, dramas, dramedies, what have you? Amanda?
Pass.
Oh.
Come back to me.
All right. I caught you guys off guard.
I got a good one.
I like a lot.
That's why I'm like, come back to me.
Okay, we'll save you to the end.
Well, yeah, romantic comedies, like a drama, like any genre?
Romantic movie.
Yeah, just love stories in
Like
general.
every movie.
That's true.
Well, what's at the top of your list?
I don't know. P.S. I Love You came to my mind first, only because I think that's like a really like.
That's where Gerard Butler dies?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where he dies at the beginning. But like that's why it's not like my favorite movie, but for me that's like a Valentine's movie. Like the action happens right at the beginning, and then you kind of see her process throughout that.
Okay. Where she kind of like revisits him, the memories of him.
Yeah,
through
so like
photos and stuff.
So like knowing people who are like widows and widowers and stuff like that, like that's a lot of what happens to them. So I guess that's why to me I'm like this is depicting a love story, like a real life love story.
I just can't stand Gerard Butler, so.
Well, he dies like 5 minutes into the movie.
Oh, that's good.
So.
I feel like you would fall in love with him watching this movie, though.
No,
like this movie.
I think that movie is.
It's a tearjerker.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
You cried like every 10 minutes for that.
Yeah. The Notebook is like a classic.
Oh yeah,
you know?
sure. Guys in the back.
Mine is Across the Universe.
Oh, also with Jim Sturgis.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was one of the
I'm
guys.
a huge Beatles fan, and the fact that
I
love how they created this story around all my favorites, and you know the main character's Jude, the other one's Lucy, and I love it.
Plus, it's visually stunning. It's
visually stunning.
Soundtrack. It's like
the soundtrack is awesome. The actors were great.
I like Across the Universe. I've never really thought of it as a love story, but I guess you're right because there is a love story in there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He falls in love with her. She falls in love. There's that one part of the movie that's like, oh, you're smoking something, but then they realize at the end that Jude loves Lucy. And
They're smoking throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
To clarify.
Once they get to New York, that's when they start.
Nice.
They had inspiration.
An inspirational movie.
I don't know.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite.
Very true.
Yes.
But that is my favorite. That's my romance.
Good choice. Good choice. Dan, do you even have a
yeah,
list?
You even have one?
I actually have one.
You have one?
And it's a bizarre one.
Here we
is
go.
Actual. I think it's more
Is
like
it
the
What Women Want?
No. It's,
Damn. That's a good one, too.
What Men Want?
The Ref.
The what?
The Ref.
With Kevin Spacey
Uh-huh.
and Dennis Leary.
Yep.
Wow, that's an old one.
That's
I've
a
never
very
seen that.
It's basically the whole idea is that this burglar breaks into their house and tries to
Dennis-
basically steal everything. They come home and he's like, "Oh, what do I do?" So he basically kidnaps them and keeps them tied up. And the whole time they're going through like a divorce.
Right.
So they're yelling and screaming at each other, and he's like finally going, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth! I'm gonna dress like he just."
It's Kevin Spacey and I forget the actress's name. They play this really uptight, upper class couple, married couple. And Dennis Leary comes in trying to rob him, and it gets a little weird.
I've never even heard of this movie.
Yeah, it's from '94.
All right.
25th anniversary this year.
Yes,
Hey,
I know.
Oh,
That's what I was like.
let's watch it.
we should organize a screening right here.
But yeah, also what was his name? The guy who does State Farm commercials, J. Jonah Jameson's.
He's in that too.
Yeah, he was the lieutenant.
J.K. Simmons, really?
Yep, he was the
That's fun.
lieutenant that was getting blackmailed by the son.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And
All
it's
right.
a romantic movie?
It was well, technically it was a dark comedy.
Yeah,
but it was
dark comedy.
It was a love story because I don't want to give anything away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
please. Come on.
it's one of those
Spoiler-free
things.
zone, guys.
I'm trying.
Spoiler-free zone.
Trying not to spoil it.
Yeah. Amanda, have you thought of anything?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes. There's a movie I've seen at least 20 times.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So the name of it is Just Right. It has
Just
Queen
Right.
Latifah and Common.
Oh, he plays a basketball
By
player?
far,
That's so
my favorite movie.
bad.
I've never seen that
Oh,
movie
I
either.
Literally watched
I'm
it
not a
20
fan
times.
of either of them, really. I'm not Common,
Please
especially.
tell us the truth of how you feel.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler. No.
Yeah, I know.
Straight
I'm
up
harsh.
truth.
I'm harsh. Queen Latifah's okay. I liked her in
Yeah.
Bringing Down the House. That might
That's
be it.
another good
That's
one.
a good one.
And
That's another
her
good one.
small part on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah.
It's another good romantic movie.
Yeah.
She plays-
Taxi Driver, she's in that too, right?
Yeah.
No, just Taxi.
That's what it was, yeah.
With
In
Jimmy
Chicago.
Fallon.
With
She was
Jimmy
good in
Fallon.
Chicago.
That was a good one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that's quite a love story.
It was not a love story, but I'm just naming movies Queen Latifah was good.
I did not
Yeah.
think Queen Latifah would be brought up tonight, but okay, this is fine.
Always
Yeah.
find a chance to bring up Queen
All
Latifah.
right, gotcha. Just
Wait,
right.
what's your favorite?
I really like When Harry Met Sally. I know it's cliche.
I love that movie.
It's great.
I didn't even think of
It's a
that.
beautiful love story.
I do love that. It's one of my favorite
Yeah,
movies.
it's very good. And again, another one, Titanic.
Yeah,
Oh.
because
You
you're
know.
Fell asleep during that.
No.
Well, it is 3 hours long.
3 hours I'll never get
I had
back.
said this
Yeah.
on this show once.
Yeah.
I've never finished Titanic. I've never
Don't.
seen
It's
it.
fine. It's okay.
Yeah. You can see it in
I-
pieces. It's
Well,
fine.
every
Wait,
time I
teach me-
try to watch that movie, something goes wrong. One time I lost electric. One time, like, a commercial came on and the show never came back, and like the broadcasting. Yeah.
That was like
So you have bad luck with Titanic.
Yeah,
It was
I
like
can't
me in
watch it.
episode 4 of Star Wars. It took me forever.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
like
Star Wars.
blackout. I
Wars.
finished it, but it was like blackout.
Wait, which Star Wars?
4.
New Hope.
Oh, okay.
My parents wanted it done right. They said you have to watch 4 first, 4, 5, 6, then 1.
Those
2,
are the only ones that are really worth watching, especially in a binge watching sense.
Yeah.
But wow.
The new
Yeah.
ones are pretty good.
Yeah, Force Awakens I liked.
Yeah. I like the Last
Jedi?
Jedi. That was actually pretty good.
I think I
Rogue
prefer
One for
Rogue
me.
One and
Rogue One for
Solo were really good.
Solo was alright.
No,
I
it was a
wasn't.
fun
I wasn't
one.
a fan. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it because he just wasn't.
You didn't think it was
He wasn't Solo.
He didn't
and I-
capture the
He didn't
Fordness.
capture Solo.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
Like,
okay, you were
try.
trying. I felt like he was trying too hard.
Only Ford can be Han Solo and Indiana Jones. You can't replace him, or it just doesn't
But
work.
I did like how Chewbacca and him met. I liked that.
Yeah,
That was
I
cool.
did like that. That was
Good.
Good
really
origin
interesting.
story.
Yeah.
And now, guys, a little segue into another sci-fi franchise.
Sorry.
There's sci-fi
Alright, a
elements
little bit of
here.
a stretch too.
Yeah. The Lego Movie 2, the second part. And
Yes.
this is it took them 5 years to follow up with the original, an amazing animated spectacle. And I mean, it's a great movie, but I didn't think it was as good as the original.
I
Absolutely
absolutely agree.
I think that's a consensus here.
100% agree.
Yeah.
The moment the movie ended, I turned in.
Yeah, I
I was
haven't
like,
even
no.
seen the original.
Yeah.
You didn't see the original one?
No, I didn't.
I don't
see
think
it.
he ever
didn't see the
will
first one?
now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amanda just saw it last night for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was
I
like,
made
I
her
can't
watch
see it until I watched the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are things that I really liked about the second one.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's
I think
it's,
I like the
it's
second
fun.
one better.
Really?
I'm probably the only one here.
well, I haven't seen. To be fair, I haven't seen the first one in a long time. I'd have to watch the first
had
one
more
again to see which
singing.
one.
Yeah.
That's probably what you didn't like.
That was a big problem I had. It was
The
just
singing didn't bother me.
They
It
complemented
had
each
more
other well.
singing, It had more
Really?
colors. I feel like
The first
there was
and
a lot more.
well, the first and second one.
Yeah,
I
that's-
think- okay.
I like the singing in the second one, but
Yeah. I think that there were more songs in the
There's
second one.
way
Yeah.
too many songs, and I was like, by the end, I'm like, please stop.
I usually lean on his shoulder. He was leaning on mine, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
here's another song." But honestly, like, I like the first one better. I just feel like these are it's Lego, but I feel like these are two different movies.
Well-
Like the second one was very more actiony and like. the
Yeah,
story
it was a little
kinda
more
like
adult.
It was a little more
Yeah,
adult.
yeah.
It was weird.
I
But,
didn't like that at all. I was telling him about that though.
You didn't like the adultness of the first one?
No, the second one, I thought they were trying too hard to be adult. Like there were some like sexual,
Really?
political jokes in it, and I was like, this
Yeah.
is not necessary. But like
I feel like
sometimes,
there were sexual political jokes in the first
yeah,
one.
but they were more subtle, so it's funny
True.
for the adults. Whereas like this one, we were talking about, there was like the line which I knew they were trying to be funny, but I was like, it just felt awkward. Was when they were like, oh, so the man is the one that's doing everything for you,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, this is
Like,
way
what-
too
it
hard.
was
Like
kids
trying
know
to
It wasn't even
about
funny.
Yes.
Like it was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
every kid in the audience was just like, "Oh, that's an adult joke." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Like they knew it.
they knew. Yeah,
knew
there was no fun like parent jokes where you're like,
There was-
"Haha, my kid has no idea what this is."
But then again, there was a lot more slapstick, I think, a lot more physical humor in this, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I
But
feel like they added the singing and the colors just because they knew the script was more adult.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
tried to
Yep.
like counteract it. Like
No.
let's just throw some songs in there. That'll make
Just-
it
well,
good.
yeah.
but even that one
Wait.
song just felt so like wrong to me. The one where she's singing about the people that she used to date.
Yeah,
I was like, this is a kids movie. I don't want to hear about this.
I don't
She
think
gave an
she
amazing
needs-
performance, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the Queen song, like the Tiffany Haddish
The
song.
first one?
That
or
was
the
a-
there
that was
was like
alright.
she had
That
like
was
3
alright.
of
Like
them.
I'm not evil, and she's like shapeshifting.
But that was
Yeah.
like a kid's song in a
Yeah.
movie.
Second
Yeah.
song is the
The
one
Yeah,
I'm
it's
talking
cute.
about.
second
Yeah,
song,
the
the one where
second
she's
one.
like, all the guys I've dated have been bad for me. I was like, where's this going? I was like, there's like a 5-year-old is sitting next to me in the
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah, well, it'll go over their heads anyway.
But I don't know. I felt like it was like just at the spot where they were like, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I kind of know what this
Like
means.
super paying
yeah.
attention.
It was kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, I understand a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be asking mommy about that.
Well, that's right. Or but like kids are gonna be singing these songs, so is there gonna be a kid like, I love this jam, and they have no
Yeah.
idea what's going
yeah,
on.
it's like, ooh.
And then it's like at school, and then you get a phone call. It's like, how do I explain this to my child?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
They watch
Oh,
Lego.
we went to see the Lego movie. Yeah, great.
So you think this is a children's movie disguised as an adult themed comedy?
Yeah.
I think it's an adult
Or
movie.
the other way
Yeah,
around.
the other way. I think
Yeah.
it's an adult
Yeah.
movie
Around.
disguised. I think they were like, oh yeah, like everybody loved Legos in the '90s. Those people are grown up now. Let's just,
Let's
you
just
know,
throw
it, just,
adult stuff.
it
in
felt
there.
weird. It
Like
felt
that,
really weird.
reverse it.
Right.
Yeah, like I found it like hard to
I mean,
relate to. Like I
Yeah.
felt like it was mostly like a kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see more of the adult, like the Will Ferrell and Maya Rudolph storyline.
But that part was like the best part of the movie to me because that felt realistic. I
That's
was
some of
like,
the best parts of the first movie,
I
the
know.
live action
But
sequences.
like that, all those jokes were like just funny enough that the kids were like not caring that much. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't gonna like stick some weird impression on a child. I don't
Yeah.
know. Though I
But
like
I
the
feel like-
family.
It was odd.
I feel like the live action parts for both movies showed you the message of the
Yes,
whole. Like,
They
I
do.
like
why
that.
am I watching
I
this?
loved that
Right,
part.
right.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yep.
where they tie it all together.
Yep.
Oh, that's where they're going with
Yeah.
this.
That's a good point.
I also think they did a really good job of like depicting. I don't know, like I have a brother, and we used to play with Legos together, and we used to fight over like what was going to happen in the story. So
Oh,
that
really?
was like really
That's
realistic.
awesome.
Yeah, that-
Yeah,
that was-
but
that was cool.
so if you had a sibling, I felt like they did a really good job
Yeah.
of portraying like, oh,
Idea
like I could
of
tell
it.
when the switch of the story was like, this is where I tell the story now, and
Yeah.
I'm playing. You know what I mean? And
Well, I
feel
was
like,
an only child, so I
you
had
don't
my
have
own
that yet.
universe, and all the rules
You
were
never
my
had to
rules.
share.
I thought
Yeah,
they did,
no, I
I thought they
didn't.
did a
Share
good
your
job of
stuff.
like making this like this is coming from a child's brain. Like you know what I mean? Like this, it
Yeah.
felt like that. I like that part of it.
It was
The
good.
cute stars and hearts were the best.
Yeah.
I like
Duplo
those
hearts.
guys.
Those
Yeah.
were-
Funny.
They were cute.
Oh my
I like the
God, there's-
Duplos. I like when they add Duplos. I also like that they added the girl Legos because I had those same Legos with the girl like
Yeah.
Olivia,
Oh.
and so it was like an actual brand of Legos that like
Right.
had their names and stuff. and they all appeared, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's not just like, you know.
I like when Maya Rudolph stepped on the
Legos, yeah.
That was realistic.
Yeah.
That was good.
I like the Bruce Willis.
Done that before.
Yeah, I think we all have.
That was random.
The only person laughing in the theater was during the Bruce Willis part was Rob. I mean, he laughed like in dead silence. He was laughing for like 5 minutes.
I thought that was so hysterical.
Slight spoiler, okay.
I
Bruce
mean,
Willis? Yeah. What are you doing?
I don't live here. I don't live here.
I don't live in the Atlantic.
But like, see, that though was funny because kids are not going to understand that, but it's still funny for the adults.
It wasn't like an innuendo.
Yeah, when it wasn't like, oh yeah, the man's not doing any work in this. It was like, this is not a hard-hitting joke here. This is not good.
Yeah.
So.
What did you guys think of Chris Pratt's voice acting?
I thought he did a good job.
He was pretty adequate as.
Yeah, I thought everybody all the voice actors.
Yeah,
in this were
Elizabeth Banks as Lucy.
Yeah.
She was good. She was in the first one too.
Tiffany Haddish stole the show. She was great.
We just saw it today, and I'm like, is that Haddish? It's like, okay.
She's a great actress, but
I love her.
You know,
I love her.
She's all right.
It's another person.
Another one. I don't hate her though. I just
don't have a soft spot for her.
I don't like Haddish.
Sad.
Why does everyone like this? Okay, that's another show.
You've now named like 5 things that you don't like.
How many people is on this list?
It's all right. Well, a lot of movies are on the radar, but yeah, Haddish and Greg Butler are
Gerard.
I didn't even get his name right.
Yeah, that's how much I dislike him.
Wow.
So guys,
that's like Rob Schneider for me.
Rob Schneider and Roy Schneider.
No, just Rob Schneider. I just don't like him.
What happened to Rob
the
Schneider? Is he still acting?
Yeah,
he does random
got
stuff.
fired from Hollywood.
He actually has, I think, a Netflix show or a Hulu show that it's just him being.
Oh, God.
It's just Rob, and he's just a complete jerk the whole episode. He just goes home and he's like, they messed up what you wanted at McDonald's. I was this guy at this point. It's like, dude.
Sounds like he's being himself.
Oh. It's like you sit there, you're like, oh my God, please shut up, shoot him.
Or just turn it off.
Yeah.
You don't like him so much.
But it's like watching a train wreck. You just kind of want to watch.
Oh,
it.
like Justice League?
Yes. Yes.
I like how they brought Justice League into the movie. That was
that
funny.
was cool.
But that's the thing, like they did a lot of stuff like that, which was really awesome.
That was so funny.
There were really
awesome.
good moments.
Yeah.
It was definitely better than Berlin, I Love You, but
Yeah.
Definitely.
but
I don't know.
I still like the
Berlin,
first
I Love
one.
You
I think the
more.
first one's better.
Yeah.
Rob likes
Absolutely.
Berlin,
I
I
like-
Love You more.
Yeah. I honestly
Really?
did, yeah.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
mean, visually
didn't
and
like
everything like
Lego
that, it
movie
was
that
appealing. No.
No, we walked out of the theater and Rob was just like, that movie was horrible.
I didn't think it was funny. I thought the way that the characters were speaking to each other was really weird. I'm like, people don't talk like this. Like, but yeah.
Imagine if they did.
We live in a very strange world.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think at one point we were falling asleep in a Lego movie. We were just like, oh.
Actually,
Yeah,
somebody next to us
the
was
person
snoring
next
really
to us
loud.
was snoring,
Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
Certain
I have to
points.
say though, it was slow to start. I
Yeah.
think it got better over time, but like
Yeah.
the first half an hour, I was just like, is there going to
Is
be
this
any
gonna
action?
get somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the only connection, between the first and second movie was in the very beginning, obviously, but then it became its own thing. So I'm not
It's a
like
standalone movie. You did
Yeah.
not need to watch the first one to just the
Yeah.
literally
They
that
sh-
first scene
that was basically the
is
recap.
from the
Yeah.
last movie. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all you.
Basically.
That's all you know.
I know it was prison business. It was like, up, done, bye.
I think also the first movie would have provided some context for some of the characters that popped up throughout. You know what I mean? Like Batman was in the first one and stuff like that, and you're kind of like, all right, why is this
No.
happening? But other than that, yeah, it was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
could stand alone, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's. I think it's for the kids primarily, and then obviously parents taking them will
Yeah.
appreciate it too. So
I don't know if they'll appreciate the singing.
No.
I like the soundtrack actually.
I liked that one
I
song,
loved it, like-
the one where they were like talking about getting stuck in everybody's head. That
Yeah.
made me laugh.
Oh,
Yes.
That
God.
song made me
I hate this
laugh.
song. I hate this song.
I mean, it came
He's
back
not
in
a
the
music.
credits.
You didn't like any of the songs.
No.
No?
I usually like a lot of the music that's in
Oh,
the song.
that was another thing. In the credits, they were singing about liking the credits, which I loved because
I
as
thought
somebody
that
who
was
works
really funny.
as somebody who works in film, I was like, they're actually advertising themselves with
Yeah.
the song.
And they were
About
how
naming
great the
people
credits
on
are.
credits.
I
Yep,
did like
they
that.
were.
Yeah.
They were naming. I thought that was impressive.
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Singing
That's
about,
funny.
and
That
then it
was
was like they
very
sang it, and
impressive.
then they came up on the credits.
It like
Like,
brought
okay,
you
cool,
into the
very
credits.
impressive.
Ken, he did this. It's like, what?
well, Ken did that. There he is. There's
There he
Ken.
is.
Yeah, they were like, associate
Good job,
producer.
Ken.
Like they were like yelling out things that people do on film
was
sets
like-
and singing to it. It was that was pretty great. That
It was, wow.
I agree.
So guys, on the radar, off the radar, Amanda? On.
I'm sorry, I'm not aware about this part of the
Oh,
show.
I'm sorry.
That's
It's
okay.
like a thumbs up, thumbs down type of thing. Is it on your radar or off the radar?
Definitely off.
Definitely. Okay. I like the honesty. All right.
Mine's like just barely on.
Yeah.
Like it could have been a lot better.
Okay. Gotcha.
For sure.
I got a Bing on my radar, but that's like about 150 yards out.
Jesus.
It
What
was
a
like
tough crowd.
interesting. It was interesting for like the first 15 minutes, and I was like, okay,
all
no.
the way out there.
I like the first one. Bring back the Craggle. That's what I like.
They sort of mentioned it in this one.
They sort of did.
Sort
He
of.
just said the word, but
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
it.
But that's why I like the first one, because you're like, who's Craggle? Like, what is this? And then you see it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
The
Now I
only reason it was
appreciate
on
it.
my radar is because they kept bringing in actual real life Lego sets to the thing, and I was like, hey, I had that.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
like fun to see.
yeah.
That was fun.
That's the adults now, 20s, 30s.
Right,
that are
that's what I
nostalgic.
liked.
Yeah, it's the best part.
It's there.
There's a Bing. There is a radar.
It's there.
It exists.
I lost the beeps, the creeps, and the sweeps.
The what?
You know, beeps. Creeps. And sweeps.
That's not all he lost.
Yeah, pretty much. After seeing that movie,
God.
yes.
Thank you. Spaceballs reference, whoever. Love you guys. Okay. I love it. Yeah. All right, so if this isn't on your radar, guys, what are you looking forward to that's coming out soon this year? Amanda, you'll be last. So, Caitlin, we'll start with you.
Sure. King of Monsters is one.
All right.
Detective Pikachu is another.
Okay.
I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
That looks so
Scary
cute.
Stories that told in the dark.
Right,
that
right.
Yes.
That I'm actually.
Is there a trailer? I haven't seen any.
The trailer is out,
All right.
For
and
that
it's creepy
movie.
as hell.
Oh my god.
And the reason why I'm so into this is because I was a reader, and these books back when I was in like middle school, the schools were trying to ban these books because of the illustrations.
Right.
But the
That's scary.
stories were terrifying. And now to see these brought to life at like
You're like,
IMAX CGI, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit through like it again.
Did they bring in any of the original illustrators for this?
I believe so.
That would be great.
I believe so. I'm
Oh, they're
not
so
quite sure.
scary.
They
They
only
told me what the
showed
stories, I was like,
Yeah, right?
oh.
they only
Uh-oh.
showed what is it, the red spot one, the blob lady, and this I forgot, it's the scarecrow, but I think his name is Frank. I don't remember.
Okay.
But that, and then Endgame, and a whole other set of movies. No, John Wick 3. Can't wait.
Ah, Parabellum.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to say that. My
Good
husband.
choice. Well, we got John Wick right here, so.
I know, I get the best of both worlds.
he cosplays, guys. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's cosplaying.
Just gonna scare people this weekend with that cosplay as usual. I scared.
Can't wait.
Especially when I have to go ask for towels from the maitre d', and then it's like, "Do you need an ambulance?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
So other than John Wick 3, Dan, what are you looking forward to?
Basically all the movies she said.
Okay.
I was like, I'm looking forward.
Fair enough.
But Godzilla is the one that I'm looking forward to. Even like I
Yeah.
hate to say it, even more than John Wick, because I actually walked on the set of John Wick and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a great movie." And then I'm like, Godzilla. I'm like, "Oh, everything's done."
Because now it's bringing into Godzilla's just bringing everybody together,
Yeah.
all the monsters together. It's like a whole big reunion. You're like, oh, let him fight. Just let him fight
Just do
for
it.
me. Just do it.
Let him go. Jennifer Covey, what are you looking forward to?
The first thing I thought of was the live action Aladdin,
Mhm.
because I really want to see Will Smith in that. And,
Right, I'm curious too.
And obviously I'm a huge Disney fan, so
Yeah.
you know.
Well, for me, Dumbo is on the top.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tim Burton. I mean,
I'm sure they'll do a great job, but I never liked Dumbo, so I don't. It's
I
not
have
like
issues with Dumbo. That's why I'm like,
Yeah,
but I'll see it because of Tim Burton. I want to see
Yeah.
what he does with that.
and Danny Elfman's score is going to be amazing.
the live action Mulan. They say might be done by the end of 2019, in which case that'll be
They're
there at
really
midnight.
Disney is
there,
just like
yeah.
cramming it all in this year.
The
It's
Lion
crazy.
King too.
They
Yeah.
wanna get them
Lion
out.
King,
They
live
wanna
action
get them
Lion
all
King.
out.
It's crazy.
I've
They
only
should
seen
space it
that.
out.
Well, they should just write new material.
That too.
Yeah. And Toy Story 4.
Oh yeah, Toy Story 4. I want to see that. Although I'm a little upset about that.
But didn't they say everything they said with the?
I know. I feel like they're gonna mess it up with 4, but I'm still gonna see it anyways.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Disney-aholic. I'm a cult member of Disney, so
right.
So I'll watch. I'll just. But like, I really think they should have stopped at 3 and just called it
Agreed.
life.
Standalone trilogy.
We'll see.
Rob, what's on your horizon?
Well, definitely Alita: Battle Angel.
Yep.
Right around the corner.
Comes out this week.
Super
actually.
excited for that. You know, I've been reading the manga, and it's a really great story. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to be translated onto film.
Yeah. Nice.
And what else? I'm trying to think here. I mean, you know, I'm excited for Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And, you know, New Avengers. Cool. Yeah.
Amanda, anything at the top of your list?
I think Us is at the top of my list. The new Jordan Peele.
Yeah, that looked
really
good.
Get Out was by far my favorite. So I can't wait to see what else Jordan
Us. He's another one.
Us.
Yeah, I saw The Upside, the new movie.
Yeah, that was great.
I saw it was originally a French movie.
Yep, The Untouchables.
And I really, really liked that story.
Nice.
I've been telling her about it for years, so I was like, oh, you got to see this.
He saw the trailer and he was like, this is the movie I've been telling you.
Yeah.
Wait, for the Untouchables, you
Untouchables.
Yeah.
In.
So I was excited to see that movie's coming
Was it a good connection though? Like, did they stick to? Because I didn't see Untouchables.
I didn't see the new one.
Oh, okay.
So
the first one the French film is a lot better, but the second one is, you know, it's a decent time at the movies. I recommend it.
Better or worse than Berlin, I Love You.
Oh, much better.
Much better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Much better.
So guys, we only have, 2 minutes left. Plugs, what's going on? What do we want to talk about?
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
What movies are you looking forward to?
Other than Dumbo?
Yeah, other than Dumbo.
Oh my gosh.
I name 9. I want to know more.
Well, I've seen a bunch of good ones so far.
Like, what's coming out? Like, what tickles your fancy?
I don't even know.
June?
Shazam.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's it.
I forgot about that.
That and Dumbo, and yeah, I'm kind of curious about Aladdin, what they do with it.
Yeah, I want to see it. I like Aladdin.
I think they showed one picture of what Will Smith looks like as the genie.
It looks a little silly, but...
Yeah, but that's just enough for me to really want to see it.
Like, what are you going to do with
it?
this?
I sat there going, all right, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll see how it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not going to be great. It's not going to be earth-shattering, but it'll be fun, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, my original question. Plugs.
Yeah.
Anything? Dan, nothing? Come on, you always have
Me,
something.
I always have like 100. Well, as always, my cosplay page, ChaggyGB, our YouTube page that's gonna come up soon.
Yes.
Channel 9 Nonsense.
Good.
Because I can talk.
Yeah.
That's your cosplay page, Lithy Cosplay.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nothing
Nice. Jennifer Covey.
Okay, well, I just finished Broken Hearted, so that'll be coming to festivals soon. So if you're into festivals, you see it there. Also, you can always check out my Instagram, j.co100, which is like me in theater productions, cosplay, all that stuff. And my dogs actually were featured in a documentary last night. It's like untitled right now, but it's for Puerto Rican Pet Rescue. Proud Puerto Rican Pet Rescue is the company, but yeah, all the proceeds from it go to rescue dogs in Puerto Rico from the hurricanes.
Bueno.
So.
Okay. Muy bueno.
Mucho bueno.
Yes, see. Rob?
Yeah, just a fun fact. Between the last show and now, I saw the funniest movie that I've ever seen, hands down.
In your life? Or
in my life. Yeah, it's called Reflections of Evil. It's directed by this guy, Damon Packard.
Okay.
It's like definitely not for everybody. But you know, it's like really obscure and like very, very.
It's the one I watched where nothing made sense. Oh, if you like Berlin,
Jen didn't like it.
Berlin, I Love You. You probably.
Sorry,
very
different.
Ouch. All right, no, I might check it out. Amanda, anything you want to plug or?
No.
Just being awesome as usual, as always.
Everything is awesome.
Oh, there you go. All right. Nicely done.
Great.
Good.
Really brought that around for us. Thank you.
There's another transition we needed.
Another transition. And that transitions to our lovely sponsor, Magnitude Jewelry. We've got some upcoming events for Magnitude, February 22nd to the 24th, the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles. March 3rd, we've got a holistic event. March 10th is the Mindy's Psychic Fair in the Glen Cove Mansion. March 22nd to the 24th, the New Life Expo in New York City, New Yorker Hotel. April 10th, we have the Mindy's Psychic Fair in Plainview, Long Island. April 28th, the Awaken Fair in Tarrytown, New York. May 7th, the Psychic Fair in Plymouth, Massachusetts. May 16th, the Boom Business Expo at the Hilton Hop Hog. May 19th, the Psychic Fair at the Hampton Inn. June 19th is the Psychic Fair at the Courthouse Marriott. And that was a mouthful.
Yeah.
So,
wouldn't they know
They're
already?
busy.
Huh?
So yeah, we got a lot of
already?
movies we have to watch.
That's fun. That's funny.
They're busy psychics.
Yeah, that's very funny.
They're super busy.
I know. Yes,
Yep.
exactly. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much. This was great as always. You guys are always welcome back to come back and talk movies and what have you. And yeah, I want to thank everyone. What? You can't wait?
I just can't wait.
You guys will be back. So guys, thank you so much. I am your host, Randy Unger. This has been another edition of Unger the Radar, and we'll see you all again next week. Take care, guys.
Bye. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Unger the Radar is all new next week with more movie reviews and interviews on Strong Island Radio and Television. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.